The girl clearly had her own place at the table, yet she insisted on grabbing food from other people's plates with her hands. Her family had long grown accustomed to this behavior, but the new tutor firmly put a stop to it. Helen immediately threw herself on the floor. Her father accused the teacher of lacking compassion, saying his daughter had been deaf, blind, and mute since childhood. She was pitiful enough already and shouldn't be treated so harshly. Annie shot back that it was exactly their unprincipled indulgence and coddling that had reduced her to living like a wild animal. With that, she kicked everyone out of the dining room and locked the door. Without her parents backing her up, Helen discovered that her usual tactics no longer worked. She viciously pinched Annie's thigh, but Annie still wouldn't let her eat with her hands. Helen flew into a rage and slapped Annie across the face. Annie immediately struck back just as hard. Helen was stunned. In all her years, no one had ever dared to hit her. She finally realized this woman was not to be messed with. Helen began wreaking havoc throughout the dining room. Annie decisively carried her back to her seat and pressed her hands down on the table. Every time Helen tried to escape, she was carried right back. Helen then climbed onto the table and trampled the food with her feet. Unable to see or hear, she gradually became frightened. Just as she was about to fall off the table, Annie quickly caught her and placed her back in the chair. Then she scooped food into Helen's mouth with a spoon. Helen spat it directly into Annie's face. Annie had finally had enough. She grabbed the water pitcher and splashed it right back at her. Helen was completely dumbfounded. Taking advantage of her shock, Annie fed her another spoonful. This time, Helen finally swallowed it obediently. When Helen was released from the dining room, she felt terrified. Only when she felt her mother's warm embrace did she finally feel safe again. Annie emerged looking disheveled and told the mother that Helen had learned to eat with a spoon and could even fold napkins. The mother burst into tears of joy. It turned out that when Helen was 19 months old, scarlet fever had robbed her of her hearing and sight, and she lost her ability to speak as well. She became violent and prone to outbursts, constantly hitting, breaking things, and attacking those around her. The entire family was exhausted from dealing with Helen's behavior. Her father had even considered sending her to an institution, but her mother firmly believed that Helen was simply trying to express herself. So she brought in Annie, a private tutor from a school for the blind. At this moment, Helen had no idea that Annie would change her life forever.